The process of market research and business planning and scaling and execution, almost every facet of business is different when you get into small towns and rural areas than doing business in larger cities. That's something that I found some ways to adapt to. And I think the reality is that millennials are the ones that are really driving entrepreneurship right now. And they're migrating south and west and southeast, and they're seeking a small town lifestyle. That's a luxury they can enjoy right now because many of them are professionals who can leverage Zoom or Microsoft Teams to work in rural areas, in small towns for big companies. But at the same time, they're looking for that small town lifestyle, and many of them are seeing the opportunities that small towns and rural areas offer for business. While there are some challenges there, like limited population, like somewhat higher poverty levels in some cases, a smaller customer base, there's also many advantages to doing business in a small town if you do your homework and if you plan and execute correctly. Small towns and rural areas have less competition for business. Up north or in the big cities, everyone's trying to niche their business, to squeeze in between the other 5 similar businesses on the street. Well, in smaller towns, it's all about creating a more broad offering in your products or services so you can maximize your appeal to as many people in your limited market size. But there's less competition. It's also easier to brand your product or services or your company. In a small town, there's less noise out there on social media and via word of mouth. So something new in town, especially if it's innovative, the word could get out really quick and you can establish your brand much faster than you can in a bigger city or even a mid-sized town. And another thing is, which is really a hot topic these days, is employees are often more loyal in small towns and rural areas. Jobs aren't growing on trees. In bigger cities, someone can walk out the front door of their job and find 5 or 10 other potential employers right on the same block. Well, in rural areas, there's not nearly as many places to work. So if you get a good employee and you treat them right, and you run your business correctly, odds are much better of retaining that employee and being able to have that continuity there. Another area that's really important in business is networking. And networking in a small town, in a rural area, in my opinion, even though it's a bigger geography seemingly, it's actually much easier to network. Small business owners, in my opinion, are much more receptive to synergy in small towns and in rural areas because there's not so much competition. People aren't stepping all over each other. And often, influential people in a small town are only a short walk away down to the municipal building or to the business owner right at the end of the block or to the city planner, the Chamber of Commerce. It's much easier to get to and access and get in front of people that can help you find success in your small business. And really the last thing, in my opinion, is cost of living and overall lifestyle. I just think of Eastern North Carolina, an area that I haven't lived here for long, but I've come to love. The cost of living here is a fraction of what it is up north, right? Where you're looking for a house or a piece of land, or you're looking for some commercial property to put your business in. The whole idea of rents and mortgages and purchases, it's on another scale here. And you could definitely use that to your advantage, especially when you're starting up and overhead is so critical to your success. So those are kind of some of my thoughts on the challenges and the many advantages of starting businesses in rural areas, small towns. I'm Jack Dugan. I'm the Small Business Director here at Beaufort County Community College. You could reach me via email at jack.dugan@beaufortccc.edu. Thanks for your time.